31, and it definitely feels like you're not supposed to be starting your life again. And that's kind of why I wanted to do this YouTube channel, is because not because I have things figured out, it's because I don't have things figured out at all. I don't know what I'm doing. I kind of have an idea of a direction I want to go in for myself, but not really anything apart from that, moving back home definitely wasn't in my plan 2-3 years ago when I moved out initially, and a part of me feels like definitely going backwards in life in that step. I had a lot of my routine set when I moved out, when I moved into that space with someone else. For me, it was about finally having a whole space dedicated to how I can express myself in things that I bought, how the environment allowed me to carry myself better, and now I don't really feel like I have anything to do. I mean, I think part of that as well is I was fortunate enough to not be in a position where I needed to work for a month or two. So I was fortunate enough to be in that sort of didn't need a job necessarily, kind of just going by, let life take me here and there. But I feel like even with that, I don't feel like I'm going to fit in anywhere. The space I'm using back at my parents is a temporary solution. I don't want it to become permanent in my mind, or even semi-permanent, because then in my head I feel like I'm not then progressing. I'm not actively trying to move forward. And I started doing TikTok. I started doing short form content, but I found out I'm a bit of a rambler. But I do enjoy that. I think I'm non-conventional storyteller. If you asked me 6-7 years ago, confident speaking in front of people or speaking about your emotions, it was definitely a big no for me. It was definitely a road that I didn't even want to get to, let alone try and attempt to cross it. And I think now I'm a bit more confident in that, especially speaking about things that are not right and are not going well. So one of many reasons why I wanted to do this, start this platform, to be fair. And I think one of the hardest things for me was that the person I was with, that it wasn't just the person you was with, it was everything that comes with the person, right? I got introduced to their family. Her family was absolutely massive, really welcoming, really supportive, different culture, different language. So all of that stuff I really enjoyed, because it's not the same as my family. My family is really small, used to be really big, but not anymore. Smaller family now, and I definitely miss that elements tenfold. The whole big family gatherings, having a big network of people close to you that are family, not just friends. You can have your friends that are close to your friends that are further away, but having a family that there is crazy. And I don't think they probably realise themselves how lucky they are, because they've always had it. That's probably one thing that I definitely didn't realise I'd miss as much as I do now, because it's not there. And as well with that, I guess, because with this individual I was with, I didn't anticipate the relationship coming to an end. It wasn't if we moved in together, it was when. It wasn't if we got married, it was when. It wasn't if we had kids in the future, it was when. That was the senses, that was the feeling, and I feel like I've lost so much of that now I'm in a position where I'm just if it was different to when you lose someone when you're a bit younger, because you think you've still got a chance to do that, you kind of I feel like as I'm getting older, my vulnerability and my patience for those things is just getting shorter and shorter, because I'm not, when I got with this person, for example, my thought process is if we're gonna go on dates and things like that, my outline was that it will be a relationship. It's not going to be short term. That's not what I was looking for, so I think looking ahead, like knowing that that's not there, is tough, regardless of who the actual person is. In my mindset, that's what I had in for me, because that was the next steps for me, and that was tough. And it leaves you to think about, like, do you feel good enough? You go down that whole rabbit hole, you question everything you've done, and trying to have a more structured things on life, and it definitely don't. I think my very small TikTok community have seen like the real raw emotional side of, like, things can just hit you hard, no warning, nothing. So I started a TikTok channel. I've had one for a while, but not really like a proper one that I would post to. Just I see videos and I send it to people and stuff like that. But I found myself wanting to create content more and more, especially when I got comments from other people saying they felt confident. Thanks for speaking about topics that they didn't feel confident speaking about. And I really think that's an important piece of feedback, because I feel like even on my TikTok, which is I've now trained my algorithm to show me more like men's mental health, stuff like that, it's just not a thing. I hardly see male creators talking about men's mental health in a way that's digestible for this current generation, or even for previous generation. Find a way that's going to be digestible for you. I just don't see it as much as it should. A lot of people I come across that are doing welfare check-ins, mental health check-ins, are female content creators, and I think there needs to be more of that male aspect. And then that led me on to starting a different community channel and a different YouTube channel called Men Cry Too, and that one is literally just going to be talking about more emotions, more struggles, a bit more raw aspect. I don't really know the route I want to go with this one is, more like a vlog or just a channel for me, I guess. But it kind of gave me the sense of like wanting to create a YouTube channel kind of gave me a chance to keep up with the momentum that I'm having, and I don't want the momentum to slow down, because I really enjoy doing it, and it's harder when you create for short form content, because for me I feel like I can be a bit of a rambler, so it is hard for me to say something in a really short way. Because I think when I was younger in school, like, I used to get to the point really quickly and be really crap at making those stories or sentences longer to explain the situation. I feel like I've got better as time goes on, but I don't know if that's good or bad. So look, if you feel stuck, you feel in between, you've got no real direction of where you're going or where you think you're going, come follow along for the journey, because I'm in the same place, I haven't got all the answers, definitely not, but if me documenting my journey helps you answer some of yours, that's what we're here for. Small wins every day. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed the video. Hoping to do these weekly, so yeah, make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.